Thank you. I appreciate your perspective. Thank you very much, Chris King. Kate, it's very interesting to see how this is going to unfold because last night, it really devolved into a bad situation. I had not seen anything like this the entire time I had been here, Kate.
Well, and that's exactly what I wanted to ask you, Don. I mean, you've been on the ground. You've been there from day to day. It does seem, and I want to get your take, how does last night seem different, as if there might have been had to have been a tipping point?
I think last night was a tipping point. I think, again, when I first got here, and I told you and everyone who, could listen, and everyone in the sound of my voice, I didn't think people were violent. I wasn't afraid of people. I thought that people wanted to be heard. They just wanted their voices to be heard. They just wanted some sort of validation. They didn't want to feel like they were occupied. They didn't want to feel like they were being threatened. This is completely different, and I'm not talking about the majority of people who are out here protesting peacefully. I'm talking about the ones who are acting stupidly, out of stupidity, the ones who are looking for reasons to loot and rob and shoot off guns. It doesn't make any sense. It's ignorant actions, and I think it's devolving into that, and what it's doing, it's deflecting from the real issue here.
Right.
And as Captain Ron Johnson said last night in this press conference, he says it's embarrassing to him and embarrassing to the Brown family as well.
No, and that's one thing we've heard from the Brown family and their attorneys since day one, is that they wanted it to be peaceful because they wanted to honor the life of that young man, and it's clearly a distraction, and a horrible distraction at that to this point. What do you think is going to happen today? We've seen kind of this roller coaster ride, Don, of quiet during the day, calls for peace, and then you never know what's going to happen at night.
Well, I don't know what's going to happen. I think last night, once police were out in force in their tactical gear, and they really, shut down that hot zone that they called, people had no other option but to go into their homes or leave the neighborhood. Police were not having it last night. I mean, we had guns drawn. My producer and I had guns from police officers drawn on us, with guns with flashlights on the end of them, and they would say, "Hands up, hands up," and we would have to say, "We're here from the media. The other officer let us in. We're just going to park here, and we're going to go do our live shot over there." And then at one point, they moved us out of the parking lot, so we had to park on the sidewalk because it's a public arena. The business owners did not want us on the parking lots. So I don't know what's going to happen when the National Guard gets here, but people have to stop making excuses for the people who are doing bad things by saying, "I understand that these people are frustrated." I was understanding of that in the beginning, although I did not condone the violence. I was understanding, and I know that people are frustrated, but now it is just stupidity, and it's not helping anything.
And it's just getting worse. That's absolutely right. And everyone else, and all the peaceful protesting is what's getting lost and caught in the middle of it. Don, stick with us. We're going to get back to you throughout the show. It's great to have you again this morning, Don. Thank you.